Hi everyone, I'm Wazani.
I'm Tinashe.
We are the Cheaters and welcome to Merit Sucks. So today we are going to be talking in depth.
Before we start talking, can I kindly ask you guys to subscribe, like, and share? Drop a comment, show us some love. Thank you. What are we talking about in depth?
So we're going to talk a little bit more in depth about marriage foundations. Last week we had a question around what happens when you start to doubt if the person you married is the one. Go and watch it. It's episode 18. Tinashe elaborated a little bit on that question, and in his elaboration, one of the things he mentioned was marriage foundations and how these foundations affect how your marriage goes on um, in everything. So it was literally like a 2-minute response that he gave, but we really thought that it's a very, very important topic, an important subject. So we decided to explore it a little bit deeper today.
Mm, mm, mm. And talk about foundations. So, what are foundations to you?
So a foundation, I don't even want to explain it with a definition because I don't think it's a definition would do justice to what it is. The way I would translate a foundation in a way that people would understand is, for example, if you're building a house, you do not start by putting bricks and mortar and whatever not on the ground level. People actually have to dig a little bit deeper, because if you dig a little bit deeper and you do what needs to be done, then you're setting a good foundation for the house to be able to stand.
Unless you're building on a mountain.
Why would you be building on a mountain?
If you have a mountain, there's houses that are built on a mountain.
On a hill?
On a mountain.
Where?
Everywhere.
No, you need to show me that after. I've not known of someone that builds a house on a mountain.
Yeah.
I know houses on hills, but not mountains. But even if you build on a hill, you still need to put a foundation.
On a mountain, you don't need a foundation because that's the rock.
Oh. I thought you were talking about something solid.
No. Okay. So a foundation, essentially, when it comes to relationships, it is the pillars or the fundamentals that you guys then build
on
your relationship upon. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. So what are some of the things that you think are important to build a relationship on? What have you built your relationship and your marriage on?
I think for me, first and foremost, equal yoking.
Okay.
Yeah, and
yeah, sorry, I was going to follow up and say, what is equal yoking?
And by equal yoking, I mean having the same belief system. Um, what scripture is it that talks about equal yoking? I can't remember. Search it up, but that says, "Do not be unequally yoked with non-believers." So for me, one of the biggest foundations, even before I met Tinashe, one of the biggest foundations I knew that my marriage had to be built upon was having a shared faith, um, believing in the same uh, God.
Mm.
Yeah, so that's one of the
Christians,
foundations I have.
Christians always go extra for no reason at all.
Why is it
and,
extra?
and equally yoked. Same. It is true. It is true.
No. Before you even think about say it's going extra,
No.
it's not going extra.
Okay.
It's one of the biggest things that you need to think about and focus on. If you have a belief system, is something that grounds. It's almost your identity as a person. So if you have different belief systems, how is that going to work?
So when you were seeing me, you thought to yourself, this guy is my belief system. You didn't think this guy is handsome. You thought, oh my days, believe.
The same
He's a
thing.
believer.
Can I be honest with you?
Okay.
And I'll be honest with the world. I vividly remember the day that I made a decision that Tinashe and I could start being serious about courting each other.
Was I preaching? Was I preaching on the day?
Hey.
Was I preaching?
But I'm not gonna say. I'm not gonna say.
She fell in love with the man of God, guys. she,
No, I
she
never
fell in
said.
love with me.
I never said you were preaching.
Okay.
I never said you were preaching. But I think I'm not going to share. Actually, this is my
Were you
my
like
thing.
a preacher groupie? were you a groupie?
No, I wasn't a groupie. Are there preacher groupies?
I don't know.
I
I
wasn't.
don't know, but I'm sure they are.
No, I wasn't a groupie, but something really happened on the inside of me.
Mm.
Like
Tell us.
I was a Jesus loving girl, right?
Mhm.
I don't want to lie. And for me, that element was super important. I wanted a priest for my house.
Mm.
Someone stop doing that.
What? I'm agreeing. I'm agreeing.
I really wanted a priest for
Mm.
my house. And I had so many, people that approached me.
How many are we talking here? We say so many.
Thousands. I can't even
Ah. ah. We need to take this conversation offline, guys. But anyway.
Obviously not thousands, but I could have literally gotten married 3 years before we actually got married. But that was one thing I knew I could not compromise on, that equal yoking, and then also finding a man that can be a priest for our home. So for me, uh, equal yoking is a great foundation.
How did you find out that you were unequally yoked with these individuals?
Discussion, having conversations with people. You know,
So you went on 1,000 days.
I didn't go on 1,000 days.
Anyway, guys, now that
Don't
trying to break up my marriage, was that?
No. Wait. I want to clarify this.
You said discuss, so you spoke with 1,000 guys.
No, I didn't speak to 1,000 guys. Sometimes I observed as well. It
So
wasn't
you
necessarily
so
speaking.
you either spoke, went on a date, or observed at least 1,000 guys.
Okay, when I say 1,000 guys, it was just a figure of speech.
Guys, you see what you're doing now.
It was just a figure of
See
speech. I
what you're
didn't
doing
say
now.
that's what it is.
Okay.
I was gonna say something super important before you started going on 1,000 guys.
Sorry. Ozani is absolutely right in terms of being unequally yoked. That's very important in terms of making sure that you guys, and being unequally yoked is not just believing in the same God, right? But it's also where you are on your journeys and your commitment, the commitment you have to Yahweh, right? It's very important because some people they believe in God, but they're not actively doing anything. They're not actively working out their salvation with fear and trembling. Everyone believes. Everyone believes. Even atheists, they believe.
What do you mean they believe they
they,
don't?
they believe that there's no God. That's a belief.
Oh, okay, I see what you
So
mean.
everyone believes something, right? So it's very important to know where you are. And not only that, being unequally yoked comes in at intellectual levels, it comes in at sexual whatnots, it comes in different ways, in different ways and forms, right? You can be unequally yoked in terms on your uh family values. You can be unequally yoked financially. Financially, you can be unequally yoked. Drive wise, you can be unequally yoked. So it is very important that you find someone who you are not unequally yoked with on all these different areas. You don't have to be at the same level. You don't have to be earning the same amount of money. You don't have to be serving Jesus in the same way at that particular time. But it's, do you see a future? Do they want to grow with you? I think that's very important and very key for me.
One
But
of
yeah,
the You mentioned something about you have to equally yoke sexually. How are you gonna know that?
sexually.
before you get married?
You have discussions. It's important to have some of these discussions,
Mm,
you know,
what
about sex. What do you like? What are you into?
can we use a different word than sex?
What, coitus?
I don't
Okay,
know.
intimacy.
Intimacy. Can we use intimacy? Yes, thank you.
Yeah, but intimacy is not just coitus. It has quite a number of
Okay.
levels to it. But yeah, find out what the other individual is into at
I know you could be with someone that actually is into BDSM, strong
yeah,
BDSM, and you are not into BDSM, and it could be
absolutely.
like a thing. So yeah, you're absolutely right in making sure there's equal elements. So is there any are you suggesting that in all those things, for example, that you mentioned, you should be absolutely equally yoked? From me, from where I was coming from, I was talking more about a belief system.
Mhm.
And I actually agree in all the other things that you shared about money and whatever not. But let's say you have the same belief system,
Mhm.
but you're not necessarily equally yoked when it comes to money and finances. Do you think for you that would have been a deal breaker?
To an extent, yes, in the sense that being unequally yoked again doesn't mean that you are both at the same level. If you are earning 100,000, doesn't mean that the man or the girl needs to be earning 100,000. It's just that you understand money and you have the same drive
Yeah, but what I
to
mean
want
is,
to get there.
what if you don't have the same drive to want to get there? It's not about the how who's earning what.
I
What
have
if you don't have the
I
same
I
drive?
have
Is it a
date
deal
I
breaker?
have dated people who didn't have drive, and I've broken up with them because they didn't have
You're a
drive.
bit
Because
harsh.
we would have been unequally yoked. What I want to do, what I want to achieve. I'm a dreamer. I see things in huge amounts when it comes to money. I don't see small amounts. So that person who doesn't have the drive to see how we can move from point A to point
But can
C, I would struggle to carry them.
as a man, can you not carry can your drive not carry the family? So
Hey,
let's say I'm a woman and I'm not necessarily driven in that sense. You as a man, can your drive not carry us? Like you are seeing big amounts of this, you're seeing opportunity, you're seeing this. Can you not chase it with my support, even though I'm not necessarily
you
there?
want support. That's the thing. You will see it as a risk. You will see it as you're wasting money. You will want to play it safe.
Mm,
So you won't support it. You will
mm.
not guys. I'll give you a quick example. Right, a few years ago, we got an opportunity to purchase a farm. Wazani was a little bit hesitant. Let's not. I was let's buy. I came with a presentation. A 10 slide PowerPoint. Right, I presented my case. I didn't come with a 10 point power slide. But my point is, I presented my case. She was like, okay, if you're passionate about it, let's go for it. I got her support. I got her support. There are some people that if you don't have the same drive, if we were unequally yoked, right, it's difficult for you to then come on board and then fully trust me and not have any reservations, because now if something goes wrong, and it hasn't all gone to plan even up until now, not once have you come and said, but I told you. But if it's someone who is unequally yoked to an extent, it's always, I've told you every single time. Ever, you don't want to listen. You don't want to listen. Hey, you're the man. Be the man then. So it's very important. Those things are very important. There is no successful married man who becomes a success without his wife being on his side, without his wife supporting him. She doesn't have to understand it, she doesn't have to whatnot, but that support, that form of, you know what, I don't see it the way you see it, but let's try it. And when he comes home on some days defeated and she doesn't throw it in
Yes.
his face, that goes a long way. That goes a long way. If you are a wife and you are constantly throwing your husband's failures in his face,
Mm.
you are being a terrible wife. If you are a husband who's just going out there making decisions by yourself without involving your wife. You're a terrible husband. This is the reason why your wife is not supporting you. And if you are both trying and communicating and things are not working out, or there's no support, there's no one, you are unequally yoked.
Don't no, 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 no. Let's not go. Let's not go there straight away there, because we could be saying the wrong thing. Absolutely.
Could we?
Yes, we could.
Okay, explain.
If you are both trying and things are not working, doesn't
No,
necessarily.
no, 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 no. I don't mean the venture.
Okay, clarify
Or,
then.
okay, I don't mean the venture or the business or whatnot.
Okay.
Is if I try to communicate with you when I have an idea, and every single time you say no, you shut it down, I don't have your support, and I end up doing things without you. And every single time, whether it's when it's a success, you don't say anything. Mhm. When it fails, that's when you come. You are unequally
Is
yoked.
it an equal yoking, or is it personality or behavior issues? Doesn't necessarily mean it's an equal yoking.
It means your personalities
Unequally
are
yoked.
unequally yoked.
Ah, can personalities be unequally yoked?
Yes.
In what sense? We have different personalities.
Having different personalities doesn't mean that they are unequally yoked, but your personalities can be unequally yoked to if we can't get along,
Because of our personalities.
then we are unequally yoked.
In that sense, you're right.
Yeah, we can have different personalities.
But if we can't get along, why would we be getting married?
People get married for you could have gotten pregnant. You could have been desperate for marriage. I could have been desperate for marriage.
And then we just get married.
Yeah, maybe you had money. I'm thinking, let me marry this girl. I'll be rich, right? Or you are thinking, I come from a poor background. This guy has money. Let me marry him. My family will be sorted. So people get married for all kinds of reasons.
Wrong foundations.
Exactly.
Okay, brilliant. On your end, what would you consider also as an example of a wrong foundation?
For me, another example of wrong foundation will probably come in. You said belief in terms of God, but I'll put another layer of a belief system when it comes to family,
Mm,
right?
mm,
Uh, how we want to raise our family, our children.
mm.
Do we want children? Okay, if we want them, how do we want to raise them? My family and your family outside of our children, how do we manage these
The
relationships?
dynamics.
Yes.
I think family is a very big
Mm,
deal. It's family is our ecosystem,
mm,
and I know people that maybe happily estranged from their families, or even if they're not estranged, family doesn't play a big role in their lives. For Tinashe and I, we both come from big families
mm,
and big extended families, where not in the context of the Western world, where an extended family is a cousin. We mean extended family who are immediate family, like our extended family, our immediate family. So we come from families that are like that. It's very, very important to me that if any member of my family this morning wakes up and decides, oh, I miss Wozani and the kids and Tinashe, I want to go and see them,
I came
they
last.
can come here freely without having to worry about, ish, but her husband, he doesn't really like people there. He's going to have an attitude. And likewise for Tinashe as well. He also has, I think we had conversations about this. He also has those things. So we have an open door policy in our home where
It's not
our
that open. It's not that open.
it's very open, where our family can come into our home and do what they want, and it's their home. Now if we're unequally yoked in that sense, and I'm open to having family and my other half isn't, then it will create strife, because my family is my ecosystem and I rely on them, I rely on our relationships and stuff like that. So yeah, that's a perfect example of unequal yoking, even in like, for example, raising kids, stuff like that. Absolutely perfect example.
You mentioned if one person is estranged from their family. What's your take on that?
What's my take on what?
Is that good or bad?
To be estranged from your family?
Yeah.
Ultimately, like I mentioned, family should be your ecosystem. They should be the people that you can rely on, that you can love, and all of that. And I don't think it's a good thing to be estranged for your family. Now, in the Western world, now I've seen this here more so. There is this culture of self-love,
Preservation.
preservation, and having boundaries. And
Mm.
there's this thing that I actually never um, heard when I was growing up in Zimbabwe. Toxic family. And yeah, I more and more you see people that are like, I've put a boundary, I'm not going to bother with them, they're toxic to me, they're toxic to my life, and blah blah blah. My take on it, I can't really say anything. I love my family. And of course, with family dynamics, there's going to be toxicity at some point. But ultimately, my goal is to work around any toxicity that's there and make sure that we maintain healthy boundaries. But I can't speak to that as a whole, because other people's toxicity can be things like abuse, emotional abuse, and all of that. So I can't say, oh, it's bad for you to be estranged from family or something like that.
I think it could be a red flag.
What? Someone who's estranged from family?
Yeah, I think if you're dating someone who's straying from their family, find out,
Why?
go a little bit deeper. That person could be broken in ways that you cannot heal and
Mm.
or manage.
Mm.
And as time goes, it will creep up. It will
Mm.
pop up in your relationship, in your marriage. Not only that, maybe she's the problem, or maybe he's the problem. So you need to dig a little bit deep. I didn't say it's a red flag,
It
but it
could be.
could be a red flag.
Mm.
You know
Even friendships, though, I
what do you
find
mean?
the same. Someone that's really estranged from every single friend.
Well, they're not your friends. If you're estranged from friends, they're not your friends. You don't
Okay,
have friends.
okay, no, okay, not someone who's estranged, but someone that doesn't have friends.
Really?
I think so.
Hmm. I have one or two friends. I don't have that many friends.
Yeah, but then you have that one or two friends is
I've
a
got
friend.
loads of acquaintances, but I've got one or two
But
friends.
those one or two friends is a sign that you're able to maintain friendships. You're able to
I
maintain
think I'm weird,
relationships.
guys. I think there's something wrong. Maybe I need to go to therapy. I don't have friends.
But you
But
don't need 10 friends,
but
even one
nonetheless,
friend.
as you grow up anyway, as you grow, as you age, as I'm showing your age, you start having less and less friends.
Mm.
Another foundation which is really important is friendship.
In your
Fr-
marriage.
Before you even get married, in your
Mm.
relationship leading to your marriage,
Mm.
friendship, you guys being friends.
What does that mean? I hear that a lot about, oh, you should be friends with your husband or your wife. What does that mean?
It means that you are able to have banter. It means that you are able to communicate. It's another layer of intimacy.
Friendship.
Yes,
Mm.
that if you don't have that, if it's missing in your marriage, there are some things that you can't navigate. Some things like your friendship becomes a really good communication tool. There are some
Mm.
things that we can say to each other jokingly or teasingly because we are friends. But deep down, you're like, you know what, maybe Tinashe is right. Or you know what, maybe Wazani is right.
Mm.
It was said in jest. Hey, Tinashe, hey, you're eating for two, my friend. Right? We laugh about it and one, but it was said in jest. And reflect and say, you know
Mm.
what, maybe I need to cut down on
Mm.
ABCD. And some of those things will be, and not only that, there's also a level of transparency when you are friends. I
Mm.
could, I remember yesterday, I went somewhere and I came back and I said to my wife, hey, my friend, I'm on fire. You need to watch out. Such and such was looking at me weird, right? You can't, you can't say stuff jokingly, they were not looking at me weird. But you can only say stuff like that if you have a certain
Friendship.
level of friendship,
Mm.
because that could be misconstrued. Does it
Mm.
make sense?
Perfect example that you shared. Like sometimes
Mm,
Tinashe wears something. I'm like, those shoes don't go with what you're wearing, or you
mm,
do the same for me. Now, if there is no friendship, it could be. he's controlling. He wants to tell me what to wear, or she's
Mm.
controlling. She wants to tell me what to wear. But because you are friends, you can actually then navigate that without feeling like, even like when we're sitting down, you're like, "Ah, Hosani, can you get me this?" Some people will be like, "No, you get it yourself. Why are you telling me to go and get this because you think you're a man?" No, it's because of our friendship that we are
Mm.
able to, ask each other to do stuff. We're able to relate to each other. Even like when you come from work or whatever, not and you've
Mm.
had a very heavy day, sometimes you need a friend. And if that friend is not in your home, like your spouse, then it can be
You will find
uh
a friend elsewhere. I'm telling you, you'll find a friend elsewhere. But um,
can you, before we move on, can you develop a friendship with your spouse if you, sorry, if I'm someone watching this and I
if
don't
you're already
feel,
married,
yeah.
it's too late. It's difficult.
Ah, really?
I'm telling you, it's difficult. It's difficult because you've now settled into certain roles. That's why when you get married, even your friendship, the first few years, if it's not strong, it can shake. Your friendship in the first few years of marriage, because you are settling into new roles, that if you don't strive to maintain your friendship, you will fall into just the marriage and into the roles of marriage. So you can, but it's very difficult. It's very difficult. I promise you that. Friendships are what actually keep marriages together, because there are days that you do not love your spouse, but you still like them because they are your friends.
There are
Days
days
you
you do not
don't,
love your
I don't
spouse.
love them, my friend, because we are constantly evolving. Like, hey, I don't love you in that green t-shirt, but I like you. You're my friend.
I think a friendship can still be developed
I
well
said it
in a
can.
marriage, or you can.
I said it can, but
Okay.
it's very difficult.
Okay, it's hard. So
Yeah.
it means you have to both intentionally work at develop. If you feel like it's not there, then you actually have to put in a lot of work to make sure that you develop it. If
Both
it's
of you.
not there, both of you,
But do
yeah.
you know how hard it is to communicate with someone that you're already married to? That I feel like we are not friends. Can we both intentionally build a friendship? Do you know how hard that is? And how ridiculous that it may sound to the other people?
Yeah,
It's
like
like,
what do you mean?
yeah, you have your own friends. If you want friends, make friends. This is a marriage. So
That's more so in like in the generation of our parents and grandparents where maybe men say like,
even,
I don't want to be your friend,
listen,
go and find friends. Do
even,
you think in this day and age?
yes, because if you haven't already built it and you go to the point of getting married, okay, it's working. Why are we trying to
Mm,
build it? Plus, you won't even think it's because we are not friends.
mm,
Why this thing is not working? It's
mm,
because you are annoying. It's because you are nagging. It's because you see you just don't get my sense of humor. It's because you're
mm.
too sarcastic. It's because you're too controlling. It won't be because we don't have a friendship.
Mm.
That's why it's important to build a friendship.
And maintain it,
Yes.
because you can lose in the same way you can lose a friend, even if you've been friends for 10 years, you
Yeah.
can also lose that friendship in your marriage.
What do you think about when we're talking about friendship? All right, being friends with someone and then courtship. How long do you think courtship should be? Do you become friend? Do you become friends with someone while you're courting, or do
Yeah,
you become
from
friends
the
with someone
get
while
go,
you're courting?
from the moment you meet someone, you
Hmm.
develop a friendship, isn't it? That's how you meet people.
Okay.
Yeah, you see, I like them, they like me, and you start developing that friendship from. I don't think there's going to be a switch
Okay.
somewhere along the lines
So
where
you
you're
don't
like,
become friends and then you court intentionally.
there is no system to it.
Okay.
Sometimes people are friends and then they end up being lovers and whatever. But sometimes you meet there, you like each other, and then you start to develop that friendship as well. The problem now
Hmm.
with this generation that we're in is that that word I don't want to use, that intimate act is introduced into relationships way before it's supposed to be introduced. So that thing actually clouds
Judgment.
judgment. It clouds like setting your foundation right. It clouds a lot of things. It disturbs a lot of things. So I think if you take it out and you go back to how it's supposed to be, I think it can be somewhat easier, but I think friendships should develop from the get go.
And how long should people?
Date
Yeah,
before they get married.
yeah.
I don't think there's a number. There are people who've dated for 6 months and have had long and healthy marriages. There are people in arranged marriages who met a week before they think they have a healthy and marriage. So I think it's more so at the foundations, right, that we're talking about. Do you align in the way you see things? Are you equally yoked in all the areas that we're talking about? And then as you spend time together, you start to sift out some of these things. But I don't know that we can certainly put a timeline to how long
I
you
think
should date
I think we
someone.
can. I think we absolutely can. First of all, those in arranged marriages, they later build their foundations. They did not have any foundations because they met on the day. So let's not kid ourselves, right? They probably would have met once or twice prior to that. And but for me, courtship or dating shouldn't be too long.
Oh, I agree on that.
It shouldn't be
Like you
too
can't be
long.
courting or dating for 10 years, even
Ten,
5,
10
even 4, even 3, in my
listen,
opinion.
listen. I think 6 months is good enough. If you are of age, if you are of age, we're not talking about uni students here. We're not talking about if you're of age.
And
Six
you're right.
months.
Yeah, yeah, I agree.
6 months is good enough. 6 months. If you're intending on dating for, what do you think you find out from this individual in 2 years' time that you won't find out in a year's time? Oh, I just wasn't ready. Then don't date. If you're not ready to then get married, then don't date. Why are you dating?
And but then that's when the whole thing comes into play. I'm dating you for what I can get from you. So if I can get all the benefits of a marriage, um,
Why would I then marry
why
you?
would I marry you? I can take my time to
Mm.
still explore my options and see if there's something better comes along. Because in the meantime, my needs are being met. So I think that that also goes into play. Yeah, I tend to agree with you. Like dating for too long can also shake foundations.
6 months
I
is good
think.
enough, guys. We
I
can
don't know
push
about
it.
six
We
months.
can push it to 12 months, but no more.
Tonight.
No more than that. I'm telling you.
No.
I've
I
decided
think
to become a radical person now, guys. 12 months is long
tonight
enough.
you can't be so cutthroat.
Mm-mm,
I
mm-mm.
think up to 2 years
No,
maximum.
no. If what are you doing?
2 years, you're getting to
This
know each
is
other.
this is when you start having sex. This is when you become way too familiar with each. What are you trying to find out from this person that you can't find out after 7 months?
Because someone can put on an act for 7 months.
Yes, they can. If they can do it for 7 months, they can do it for 2 years.
Tonight I think 6 months. I think up to 2 years, basically.
No, 2 years is too long.
Anything after 2 years, then
Guys,
move, make your own way.
I'm telling you, this is coming from a guy. If you're a girl and you're willing to go for 2 years, there's very slim chances that I'm going to marry you because there are high chances are we are already sleeping with each other.
And apart from that, high chances are I can start to explore other options
Uh,
and temptation.
not everyone cheats. Not everyone
I want
cheats.
not to cheat.
Hmm.
I mean, there's more opportunity for something better to come along, and I decide I'm gonna leave you and I'm gonna go for something better.
Yes, if you're dating, you're not together. They absolutely can and should if they find something better. You are not married. We are getting to know each other here.
So if we are dating, we are in a relationship, we're courting, if something else comes.
Dating and courtship are two different things.
Okay, can we? Okay,
Dating,
I know the difference, but
yeah.
can we elaborate?
Dating, we are getting to know each other.
Mm.
We are going on 1 or 2 dates.
Mhm.
We can go have a meal together.
Mhm.
Can share a meal. Can go watch a movie.
Mm.
We are getting to know each other.
Mm.
Courtship,
Mm.
I've gotten to the stage where I feel that I know enough for me to say, let's take it to the next level.
Mm.
Now we are moving towards marriage.
So, in that season of moving towards marriage, if I find something better, is it wrong for me to jump ship?
You're no longer dating.
Yeah, we are
You are
courting.
now courting.
Yeah.
No. Now your eyes you can't allow yourself to be distracted.
Or when you're in the courting stage.
Yes. In the courtship
Even
stage,
if something better comes along.
if you see something better, it's because you've been distracted. If I'm driving, and how many times do I ask you?
Interesting.
How many times do I say when I ask you to drive, and we drive past something or somewhere where we drive past everything? I'm like, wow, I didn't know this was, because when I'm driving, I'm not looking at all these things. I'm focusing on making sure that you and your offspring don't die.
So in the courting stage, you should be focused.
Yes,
You can't be jumping ship now.
but you can do so when you're dating.
So I think it's important to define.
When that's why I
It's
defined it.
important to define.
Yeah.
I mean, for in your relationship,
Yeah.
defining, are we still dating? Where are we heading?
Mm.
Like in this relationship right now,
Mm.
a lot of people stay in the dating stage for a long, before you jump into courtship.
Mm.
Because, like Tinashe is saying, if you're in the dating stage where you've not had a conversation about where are we going with this, what's the next step, what's the next level, that means anyone is free to jump ship at any given opportunity.
And
if
you
something
could literally be sleeping with each other. You could literally be on a pill. As long as you are dating, he doesn't owe you anything. You decided to go down that route.
Men will leave you in the desert without water.
No, he doesn't owe you nothing. And she doesn't owe you anything unless you get to that stage of saying, okay, you know what? I'm satisfied by what I know.
Who should broach that subject? Who should bring that conversation into play? Is it a man or a woman?
It could be either. Oh, a man is never ready to marry unless the woman expresses the importance
of marriage
to her.
Did I ever express the importance of marriage to you?
Yes.
Did I?
Yes.
I can't remember.
Okay. Well, why were we not having sex then if you didn't express the importance of marriage?
That's got nothing to do with anything.
For me, it had everything to do with everything.
So you married me so you could sleep with me?
You think I married you so you can come and just lounge in my house and do nothing?
No, it's
otherwise we won't be brother and sister.
No, I don't think. No. That's not what I'm saying. My question is,
it wasn't the only reason, if that's what you're asking.
Okay, I get it.
But it was definitely part of the reason.
Okay, so you figured that I wanted to get married by virtue of the fact that I wasn't sleeping with you.
No, we had conversations about marriage.
That's what I mean. I couldn't
Yes,
remember.
but if a guy,
and in those conversations, I said I really want to get married.
That we're now going off track. if listen, it's the guy who asks you to marry them, but you have to carry yourself as one who can be married, who can be in my house, and two, you also have to want to get married and express its importance to you, that I want to get married. Especially if you're already having sex, I promise you, there's very few men who, once they're having sex, will start thinking, let's get married. Oh, I should get married. There will always be a reason. I need to raise money. I need to make sure I'm a bit more stable. I need to whatnot. Why? Because you're already giving him everything. And two, you are not expressing that marriage is something that is important to you.
Do you know what the problem is sometimes for women? You don't want to seem too desperate for marriage. So if I'm constantly having conversations with you about, we should get married, I want to be...
We didn't say constantly have the conversation.
Have it once.
You don't have to have it once. You can bring it up a couple of times. Listen, I love you. I want to get married. What's up? You bring it up again. I said, I love you. I want to get married. What's up? You know what? When you make up your mind, call me. I'm out. The problem is, but then you guys are afraid of walking away. Walk away. If it's not if the relationship is not serving or meeting your needs, why are you there?
Because maybe you've invested a year into the relationship.
That's why I said 6 months. 3 months for me. So I said 6 months. You've lost an entire year. You've lost a whole bunch of men who could have asked you out. You've been out there doing Lord knows what with this guy. And then it's still, he got you. What's the thing that you said? BDC. What is this thing?
BDSM.
He got you into BDSM, and he still say, Now you're doing weird stuff because of this guy.
Oh my God.
So it's very, very important. It's very
to
important.
define your relationship and know where you're going.
Yes.
No, you're absolutely right. If the relationship is not being defined and marriage is not on the cards, sweetie, walk away.
Yes.
But I say that it's not so easy tonight.
Absolutely.
It's not easy because sometimes it's taking you ages to find this person that you can gel with and you see a future with. And they may be needing more time to settle down, and it's not easy for you to just walk away, because the minute you walk away, you know that there's a Jane and whatever not who's ready to step into your place.
You know there's a Jane who's ready to step into your place, but you know what you don't know? Is that there's a Mark who's waiting to come and take not just his place, because his position is clearly, he doesn't even know his position, but he's ready to step up and do the right thing and do right by you. So as long as you are being distracted by Chegumi, right? Mark won't be able to come in. Mark won't be able to come in because you are too distracted. You are thinking of what you are losing in this guy, but you're not thinking of what you are losing within yourself and what you could be gaining for your future.
Woo! That's so important. Can you say that again?
You have to tell me that.
Okay, I love that. I love that last part. You think about what you're losing in him, but not what you're losing in yourself. Oh my gosh, that is so important. We need to caption this. In other words, guys, raise the standard. Raise the standard for yourself. You are important. You're valuable. You're worth $1 million. So don't diminish that for anyone or anything.
Fellas, don't come for your boy.
I know. I'm like, you're gonna be the most hated man on the internet.
I'm only doing the Lord's work.
One other question that we actually touched on in our Q&A, but obviously for someone that watches the video but hasn't seen the Q&A, was, can foundations be corrected if you think your marriage has been built on an incorrect foundation, on the wrong foundation? Can we correct it once we're like 5-10 years into the marriage?
I think we can. Why can't you?
You're absolutely right. And one other thing in this, where maybe in correcting foundations, I think we've stated this before. It's ever so important that if at the point where you got married, for example, you didn't have people that you will guide you in your marriage, like people that you can go to when you're having issues and whatever not, then now is the right time to correct that foundation. Find a couple, healthy, godly couple that you can go to, and say, listen, we've been married for XYZ amount of time, and now we want to make sure that we're building systems around us to help us navigate our marriage. So would you be our counselors or the people that guide us or whatever not? And then also I see this increasing thing in Christian marriages and families where people don't have a place of worship. Like, what on earth is that about? If you're married and you believe in God, you should understand the importance of these things. Find a place of worship that you and your family can go to every Sunday or whatever not, and be it a place that covers you, a place that you serve as a family, a place that you grow as a family spiritually. We can't have this, oh, we're Christian family that believe in God, but it's Sunday morning, we don't go anywhere. We are lying in bed. That's just opening doors for the devils to come in and wreak havoc. The Bible says that planted, they will flourish. So it means you need to be planted somewhere, and to allow your marriage and your family to flourish. So those are some of the things that you can correct if you feel like the foundations of your marriage have been wrong.
Mm.
As Tinashe mentioned, nothing can be, there's nothing that is not retrievable or recoverable. As long as both of you are happy and are content and are willing to work on your marriage, you can salvage your marriage from anything for as long as you are happy to do that. So yes, foundations, maybe you cannot correct it per se, but you are able to build from where you are and set foundations from where you are right now, and build on solid ground for your marriage. Guys, thank you for coming to join in on the conversation. We'd love to hear your thoughts on everything we've spoken about. Marriage foundations, are they important? What foundations are important? Are they repairable? What can you do to repair them? But thank you so much for joining in the conversation. Gentle reminder to again, at least click the like button and to subscribe if you're not subscribed to us. Tinashe, marriage sucks if
Marriage sucks if you are unequally yoked sexually. Stop right there.
can we do another one?
I'm at peace with that one.
Do you know mom watches marriage sucks?
Hey, you have to be equally yoked sexually.
Guys, for me, marriage sucks if you do not take time to put in the right work at the inception of your marriage, because foundations are super, super important. If you ever find yourself in a position where you feel like the foundations are incorrect, marriage sucks if you continue to build on those wrong foundations and if you don't think of correcting things and repairing things. So, yeah, let's all move together in this marriage thing. We can absolutely do it. And thank you for watching. We'll see you again next time.